Good morning. It's still morning, isn't it? I think it is. I want to thank you so very much for being here. And to show my appreciation to all of you being here, I want to let you in on a little secret. I love Chinese food. Maybe it's because I'm a little biased because I am Chinese, but who doesn't love Chinese food? But I was recently kicked out of a Chinese restaurant. Not because of the clothes that I was wearing, or because of being obnoxious or loud, or at least I didn't think that, but because of a piece of legislation that I supported and endorsed. Now, of course, the first thing I felt, complete shock. No, that is not me. Not all Asians look alike. Although, he's a pretty good-looking guy. I wouldn't mind looking like him, but I couldn't find a good photo of me looking shocked. I was actually upset, like, argh. Of course, after being shocked, I was still hungry. And then I realized this is a strange effect of revising capitalism. So since we are talking about food, let me give you an analogy. Capitalism is like ice cream, except too much of a good thing has its consequences, especially if you're Asian and lactose intolerant like me. Luckily, there is relief. Yeah, there is relief. In a strange coincidence, capitalism can also release nasty gases in the atmosphere. It is true. Unfortunately, there is no lactate to solve us of the world's problems, such as pollution, melting polar ice caps, or climate change. That is, of course, if you sort of believe in that kind of thing. As we've all known, the land giveth, taketh away. So what's required is that in this 21st century, capitalism requires all actors to act in good faith with each other and with the environment. We know that there's a symbiotic relationship between capitalism and that of our environment and that of our Earth. There is, unfortunately, no global Roto-Rooter to fix us of the world's problems, not just an easy fix. And some companies have already come to the conclusion that, in fact, it's good for business and good for the environment to support and promote good faith efforts with each other and with the environment. It's already happening. So capitalism. Many of us already know what capitalism means. If not, you can read it verbatim up there. But some argue for pure capitalism, which is to say that pesky government shouldn't be involved. Laissez-faire. Get out of our way. Let the free market determine how we work and allow us to thrive. But in fact, pure capitalism does not really exist. In fact, it can't exist because different countries have their own systems of rules in place, different laws that benefit their own self-interest. So there is really no pure capitalism. So revising capitalism is actually routine. It's not this radical idea. So let's give an example about the housing market and the housing bubble bust. Think about all the bad actors that were involved in this process. You had loan brokers who were telling people they could purchase homes that they couldn't afford. You had the banks who then bundled these into complex securities. And of course, to protect themselves, they needed what? Insurance companies. They needed the insurance companies to protect them and invest and insure these investment vehicles. And so what happened? The whole thing came crumbling down. Now, if loan brokers only actually told people they could afford homes that was within their means, and if the banks actually promoted and worked collaboratively in good faith effort and did their due diligence, and if insurance companies assessed the necessary risk, much of this could have been avoided. Which brings me back to why I was kicked out of that Chinese restaurant. What you see up here is shark fin soup. I supported a piece of legislation that would ban the sale and consumption of shark fin, which is widely used in shark fin soup. Now, as you might imagine, being that I am Chinese, my own community said I was being racist. You're anti-Chinese because you're attacking the Chinese culture. You're bringing in negativity towards our community. My own grandmother said, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this. This isn't good for you. This is not politically expedient. Why would you attack your own community? Why are you focusing on something like this? But again, it's that good faith effort that's so necessary and so required in this new capitalist society. The sale and consumption of shark fin became law and signed by the governor here in the state of California. But it wasn't easy. Of course, I was kicked out of that Chinese restaurant because this shark fin soup is a delicacy in many Chinese restaurants, and it is a good profit margin for these Chinese restaurants. And so when you take away shark fin soup, for example, it hurts their bottom line. And think about the import and exporters, those who solely thrive on the import and export of shark fin soup and shark fins. It's going to hurt their bottom line. But as we know, sharks are apex predators. They're on top of the food chain. And so when we demonstrate bad faith in the ecosystem, we're essentially hurting each other. Now, many argue that government, you should stay out of our lives. In the Chinese community, they said government should stay out of this issue of shark fin. Don't attack the Chinese culture. Don't meddle. But what we've already seen in other jurisdictions is the banning of single-use bags or plastic bags. We've already seen in some jurisdictions the banning of polystyrene or that of styrofoam. In New York, some places now are even thinking about banning big gulps in 7-Elevens, and they're actually talking about banning Happy Meals at fast food restaurants. Because why? Why would government try to intervene in society like that, in a private market? Because good faith effort is not being demonstrated amongst each other, not with each other, and with our environment. And that's what's so critical in this new day and age. No one wants government to meddle and get involved. We politicians like to be liked. We don't like to be told that nanny government. But unless we demonstrate good faith with each other and with the environment, government won't need to get involved. We'd like to see less government intervention. And that's what I would like to keep you with here, which is that of we must demonstrate good faith with each other and with the environment in the free market to revise capitalism for the 21st century. And we need this to happen so that I don't get kicked out of any more restaurants. Thank you very much.